What's going on, guys? This is WormsicleTV here. I'm recording this right now, 4 in the morning. I got 2 hours before the reveal. I had a very busy day, but who gives a shit? Let's talk about it.
Time to get dirty.
All right, look. I got somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour with Gears of War E-Day on the last day, on the final day of the test, right? And I'm gonna be completely fucking honest with you guys. For the very first 20 minutes, I didn't really know if I liked it too much. I was really taken back by the entire experience. The movement felt very jarring. I felt like I was fighting my controls. I was jumping around when I wanted to roll. I was rolling when I wanted to hit cover. And dog, I kept stopping every 5 seconds to change my sensitivity, my keybinds, my frame rate, my graphic settings, everything. I was getting to a point where I was getting very frustrated and honestly blaming the game for it. But brother, by the end of that hour, something important happened. I didn't want them to take this fucking game away. I wanted to keep playing. I wanted another hour, and then I wanted another after that hour. Because at a certain point, something clicked. And listen, for some context, I've been playing Gears for basically 20 fucking years. This game is ingrained into my muscle memory, whether that's on controller or on mouse and keyboard. Listen, the way you move, the way you hit cover, the way you up A, the way you wrap shot, the way you wall bounce, all of that shit is basically burned into my brain. So when E-Day puts a dedicated jump button in front of me, sliding, clambering, shoulder swapping, dodges, sprinting, instead of roadie running, all these like new ways to move around the map, yeah, man, honestly, it was fucking jarring and I didn't like it at first. Gears of War has never, ever had movement like this. The closest thing that I can say this felt like was a mix between Gears of War 1's heavy weighted rigidness and Gears of War Judgment's verticality. But listen, the more that I played, the more I realized this doesn't feel like the Coalition is just throwing random modern shooter mechanics into Gears because they think every game needs sliding or jumping. People might disagree with me, and honestly they can go fuck themselves, but this genuinely feels like an evolution. Yeah, bro, you could still wall bounce. Honestly, you can still hyper bounce. You can still up it. You can still wrap shot. The core mechanical language of Gears of War is still there. It's just more streamlined with modern third-person shooters. You can sprint into a slide, you can hit cover, you can climb over it, you can jump down from an elevated position, clamber back up from another angle, and chain all that movement together in a way that is extremely Gears of War. What really made me happy about this is that you have to learn the mechanics. It's not just pick up the controller and the mouse and keyboard and all of a sudden you're just shitting. I mean, granted, yeah, there is a level to that, but you really do have to take some time to learn, which means there's a whole new skill ceiling to be reached. When you get your timing down though, the game feels fast as fuck. It feels fluid. It feels like you're flying around the map, but with purpose, instead of just ice skating around like Gears 5. You really do have control over what you're doing. But, and honestly, I was happy about this, when you fuck it up, man, you completely destroy your own momentum. You get stuck on cover, you jump when you don't mean to, you throw yourself into a position where the enemy just instantly one-chunks you. Honestly, I really do like that, man, because it means that the movement is not just a bunch of free escape buttons. It's not just streamlined third-person shooter mechanics from like Fortnite. Nah, dude. There's still timing windows you have to learn. There's still a skill ceiling, you know what I mean? And that's honestly probably like my biggest concern going in. E-Day feels heavy without feeling slow. That's honestly the best way I can describe it. The characters feel heavy, the guns feel heavy, the animations feel heavy, the sound design has so much more punch and low end behind it, tying the entire experience together. It's immersive as hell, man. And let me tell you something, the Gnasher feels so fucking good, brother. The weapons genuinely feel good to use. Like for Gears 5, the game was fast and responsive, but honestly, it felt really floaty. Sometimes everybody felt like they were just gliding around on ice skates. But E-Day does not feel like that at all, man. There's really weight underneath the speed. And somehow, even with all that weight, you could still get in and out of fights incredibly fast because of the new movement system. The combination is what impressed me the most, honestly. It feels like Gears 1 physicality and heaviness, but with the movement that actually pushes the formula forward. Visually, holy fuck, man. The game looks incredible. The easiest way I can describe it is like the destroyed beauty of the first Gears of War, but rebuilt with modern technology and fidelity. It's genuinely impressive how they're able to return to that era that we've all been wanting for so long, while also pushing the graphical technology forward. This is that gritty, horror-adjacent Gears atmosphere that people have been asking to see come back for years, man. And it feels like the franchise is finally remembering what the fuck it is and where it came from. And I'm not saying that to shit on the Coalition or Gears 4, 5, or even Reloaded. I genuinely love the franchise, obviously, and I have massive respect for the Coalition. But let's be honest, for a while, it felt like Gears was losing its identity, man. Or at least part of it. And E-Day feels like a return to that identity without being trapped by nostalgia. A lot of people are saying that this game is going to be nostalgia baiting you, and it isn't. The maps were also way more interesting than I expected, man. I only played Market and Outpost, and honestly, I was really feeling Market. It reminded me of Checkout and District, like a little hybrid of them. It's got this like destroyed shopping center layout with tight aisles, open plaza areas. You don't have to just take a box fight traditionally anymore. Fuck it, you can just jump over the cover. Honestly, Outpost was interesting for a different reason. The map has a lot of verticality, especially around the middle bridge sections, and the different upper and lower sections as well. You can jump down, you can climb up, you can cross gaps. You can literally leap from one platform to the bridge in the middle. And another thing about the verticality that struck me really impressed was it didn't feel like visual decoration. It's actually immersive. It's a part of the map. It actually affects how you rotate, how you strategize. And you get the drop on a lot of people who aren't expecting you to come from a certain angle or path. It is genuinely amazing. And that's where I think the competitive side of this game is going to get really interesting to watch. I'm not sitting here saying that Gears of War needs to immediately become a huge esport again, but like doing the movement, the positioning, the verticality, the power weapon control, I think we're gonna see some absolutely disgusting gameplay once high-level players understand what the fuck they're able to do. As far as game modes go, I only got my hands on TDM and Conquest. TDM felt good mechanically, but I'm not surprised by it because it's the most streamlined game mode in multiplayer games. So of course it does. And honestly, Team Deathmatch to me never really felt like it's Gears of War at its best. In previous titles, it felt like it was sabotaging the core experience and promoting incorrect play by just taking corners and lancering people from angles. I really do miss the tension of like Execution or Warzone, where, you know, one life actually meant something and everybody's watching the last two people alive, not trying to fuck it up, and the absolute clutch outplays. Takeaway being that TDM is fine, man. It functions properly, and at the end of the day, I had fun with it. But I will say, the 12-second respawn timer felt long as fuck when I was just staring at it, man. Because the movement gets you back into the fight so quickly, it's painful as hell just to sit there and watch that timer tick down. Once you respawn, you're just right back into it. There's no spawn condom, there's no timer, you just get into the fucking action, and I appreciate that. Conquest though, Conquest was really fucking fun. It was honestly feeling like E-Day's version of Control. You capture a point, and once it's captured, you move on to the next point, you get a certain amount of caps, the round's over. But listen, now I need to be transparent about the new weapons. I didn't get enough time to get my hands on them, alright? But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to give you guys some fake detailed breakdown, alright? That would be bullshit, and we don't do that over here. I'm just honestly really surprised how I didn't have an issue with getting killed by them. They didn't feel like they were unfair or bullshit. And honestly, that wasn't even one of my biggest focal points while playing. I was really focused on trying to understand the new movement, the Nasher, like how map positioning works, map flow, if you will, and whether the core gameplay actually felt right, like if it actually felt like Gears of War. And I was satisfied, man. I'll also be honest, I had multiple freezes and crashes that forced me to restart, that kicked me out of games that I was really enjoying myself in. Could not rejoin those games once I got kicked. And that put a hamper on things. And it definitely wasn't a hardware issue. I have a pretty beefy rig. So it was really disappointing to see, but at the same time, it's not even the beta, so I can't knock it, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that this thing gets a little bit more optimized when it comes out, but it is amazing, brother. Obviously, it's super annoying when you only have less than an hour to play, But this was a technical test build. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that those crashes automatically represent the fucking end product that we're going to get. But they are worth mentioning. And that brings me back to my main point. I didn't have enough time to review everything. I can't tell you how the progression system is going to feel. I can't tell you how the cosmetics are going to work long term. And I can't even tell whether every single new mechanic or new weapon is perfectly balanced. I can't even tell you what the game is going to look like after the community spends 6 months optimizing every single technique and finding every piece of broken shit imaginable. But I can tell you what happened during the small amount of time that I had, right? At first, yeah, I was uncomfortable. I immediately rejected the new movement system and mechanics. It felt jarring. But then the more time that I played it, the more that I understood it, right? And the more that I understood it, the more that I started having fun. Like, everything started to click for me, right? At a certain point, that analyzing switch flipped off and the gamer brain just took over. And I just started playing, having fun, man. Getting really engrossed in the matches I was fighting. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Then I started getting lobbies with other content creators that have been around this community for fucking forever, man. And fighting against them was amazing. I really stopped caring about all the shit that they added, and I just started getting lost in the matches like the good old days. And that's what really put a smile on my face. It wasn't the fact that, oh yeah, Gears of War is back. No, dude, it felt like it is in the best state it possibly could be. But then all good things come to an end. Out of nowhere, the server shut down, I was booted, and tears ran down my face. Not really, actually, but you know, I just wanted to keep playing so badly. I was having fun. I was proud of the coalition. And you know what? I walked away with that being like, God damn. This August is about to be nuts when all the rest of this community is about to be able to play this game. And I think that's the takeaway, brother. E-Day feels like Gears of War. It looks like Gears of War. It sounds like Gears of War. And also, like, it's different enough that it feels like we're not being handed the same old formula again and building false hype around it, you know? I think this is a great step forward, like an actual step forward for not just the TC, but the community and the franchise's identity. And for new players or returning players or first timers, this feels more accessible, but still has the potential for a ridiculous skill ceiling. This feels welcoming while also having depth to the tech. And you know what, dude? That leak that got posted all over socials, that shit didn't even do this game justice. It feels so good to control your character and fight other fuckers, you know? And listen, I'm not saying this game is perfect. It has its faults. It really does. But I really want to emphasize how fucking ridiculously fun it was, man. Like, come on. And for only being able to get my hands on it for an hour, that is genuinely surprising, brother. Very satisfied with my time on it. All right, if you made it to the end of this video, I just wanted to say real quick, thank you. I know this probably was very awkward to hear. I literally am recording this at work right now off my fucking phone. I'm trying so hard. I had a really long day. I'm not going to give you like some sob story, but it means the world to me personally for you guys to watch this shit. And I rambled, I ranted, I kind of spun around in the tail in a circle, you know? But this is me, man. I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try to make content every single fucking week, covering things and giving my thoughts and opinions on it. If you like this, like and subscribe. This is my first video up. I don't really care. Go ahead, tear me limb from limb. I want to improve my content as much as possible. Next time, I'm going to give myself more time. Next time, we're going to allow ourselves more time to write, more time to edit, all that good shit. But thank you so very fucking much again, man. And shout out to the coalition for inviting me. I really do appreciate that. I do have an interesting story that goes with it, but that'll be saved for another day. Want a big shout out to the Gears community and Gears fam. Fucking love you guys. And thank you for giving me a chance and listening to this bullshit. Much love, guys. I'll see you in the next one.